as I've been thinking about this and turning back to the scripture, Christ also came to an oppressed people, the Jewish people, who were marginalized, and they had their idea of salvation wrapped up in breaking free from Roman rule. And when Jesus doesn't take on the Roman powers that be head on, he disappoints a lot of his followers. Is there anything to be gleaned from that, or anything that we can learn or apply to our modern struggles?
Again, Arva, that's a very big question, and I really like it. And I really do think you're right. There does seem to be a kind of indirect approach by Jesus in terms of the context of his own day and the oppression of his own day, both in terms of oppression by religious leadership as well as by political authorities. And it seems, and I don't know where this term comes from, I think the term comes from a New Testament scholar called Walter Wink. Jesus almost seemed to inflesh a third way.
Yeah.
That he didn't adopt the kind of approach of violence, the violent revolutionary approach, nor did he adopt the pious withdrawal approach. There seems to be this third way of Jesus in which he embodies another kind of life within this context, and it has some real ingredients. It's an approach of truth-telling. It's an approach of relieving suffering wherever you find it. It's an approach of engaging structures that are oppressive, not shying away from them. He certainly engaged them. It's an approach of profound respect for the dignity of people. And I think most critically of all, it's an approach which embodied a deep love for the enemy. And there is something radical about this approach. It goes beyond, for me, it certainly does, beyond the two other extremes. There really is a third way about this that is alternative. And I've just constantly felt challenged, myself very personally, to be a sign of contradiction, within the context, and to somehow grow the mind and the heart of Christ within the situation that I'm in.
Yeah, and I think, we do see the early church, I think, the fact that you have a melting pot coming together of people of different backgrounds and different races and different tribes coming together, it shows that there was efficacy to what he was doing. It just was so different.
Right, certainly, and it kind of inspired an alternative way of also being community.
Yes.
Which I think you're referring to, as we see in the book of Acts and the rest of the New Testament.